We all like stupid questions.
Stupid questions.
So it's October 3rd.
Yeah.
And how excited were you for the release today? Come on.
Release?
Yeah.
Of what?
Tay has a new album.
Oh, I was like, Epstein Files? Did they get released today?
No.
Oh my God. Like, this is a
week.
big deal. So next week.
That's next Friday.
Oh, Tay. You know,
Tay has a new album, and I realized this when I was stuck. You know, when you're too lazy to change the radio station?
Yeah.
Because you got something on, you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
I had to go out of town and coming back, and they were playing all of Taylor Swift's stuff because she had an album out today.
Because why not? Right?
Why not? Someone's going to listen to it. So I'm listening to it, and
it's not bad stuff.
No, but it all kind of sounds the same.
It does. It's very much the same. Yeah.
And nothing against anybody who is a fan, but the reality is, she could sing a brownie recipe, and someone's going to sing along to it and clap to it and love it and think it's the greatest thing ever. My question is,
have you heard her old stuff? Her come when she was country.
Oh, of course, because I'm old.
Okay, of course, yeah. You know, before she got really big, before she really got noticed, you know, and like I think that was some interesting talent there. Like she was definitely coming to her own, and there's something to be said about that, right? Before she was coached and mentored and everything.
I do think. Are you frozen?
No, I'm still going. I can still hear you.
No, they. I think that, like, I think she's a good writer, or she was at one time. Now I think she's just, hey, whatever. If you're a fan, you're a fan, which is fantastic. However, I was more excited about Ed Gein coming out tonight.
I saw that coming out. Yeah, for sure.
Now, I used to read about serial killers so much. That was my...
Imagine that, eh?
Right. And Ed Gein is your inspiration for Texas Chainsaw
everything,
Massacre,
isn't it? Like he's like one of the biggest inspirations.
Yeah. Hannibal Lecter, all of them. And to see them make this into a movie, and it looks gnarly.
I haven't seen anything. I'm not a horror guy whatsoever.
I am a horror guy, but I mean, you got to remember, we grew up with stuff that was slightly scary and then got really scary.
Yeah.
Like we had, hang on a second. I got to get my TikTok thing going because I had a client in today, and turns out he watches it on TikTok.
Really?
So, what's the topic today? Well, look at you. Hang on a second. Let me just get I got to get myself organized because this stuff doesn't pop up until I go live. So my apologies for being that guy.
Hey, you know it's what it is, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Where's my thing? Pop. Live chat. Show chat. Show me my chat. Our topic today, we got a couple things we're doing today because where's my chat? Okay, here we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm my brain is not working for 2 seconds, but it will be in a moment. Jay, say something funny while I'm messing with this. That's what I needed. Okay, there we go. So something today, funny.
Something funny. There we go.
Yeah, today what we're talking about is all of the urban legends and lies that our parents and grandparents told us that saved us from things.
Yep. There we go.
We're trying to figure out how to reshift the live stream podcast, however we decide to reformat this, because we really want to get your feedback, because we want to make sure that people are digging it.
We want to actually see if people are going to watch this, which is the thing, right?
Well, I get a mix of people that are on the live and then people that say they watch it later. So when we get more people in chat, I'll be very curious to see what it is that people would, another Yap session. I'm curious to see what people would prefer. Would they prefer this to be a podcast? Because I had a podcast and we could pop it into there, or you just download it and listen to it or watch it or whatever, or stick with the stream, which is static and it's a live stream at a certain time. But we'll get into that later. So anyway, Ed Gein, yeah, it'll be absolutely nuts. And I think it's of course they released it the same day as Taylor Swift's new album, which coincides.
So which is the biggest horror?
The biggest horror?
Yeah.
Like what's the best horror
Which
movie
one's
ever
the
made?
scare? No, like which of the two is the most terrifying?
I
Taylor
would
Swift or
say
Ed Gaines?
love watching, never know when you're on until it's too late. Yeah, it's because you're watching on TikTok and sometimes it doesn't pop up right away.
Yeah, it takes all the time sometimes.
You love live streams, okay? So live streams work. I don't know. I think that the people that love Taylor are gonna flock and listen to that, and the people that like horror movies are gonna watch Ed Gein, or anybody who was ever a fan of true crime and true horror and like the psychosis of this guy, like what he was absolutely terrifying, and it was actually happening.
So what was wrong with that guy?
Well,
I guess I should say what was right with him.
Much along the same lines as Psycho, he believed his mother was, telling him to do things, and he did everything for mother. And, but essentially, he had skinned people and kept trophies. Now he had lampshades that were covered in like made with flesh, with skin.
Wow.
Keep the face, would keep part of the body and like wear it. It was messed up. And this guy,
that's messed up. That's crazy.
What's interesting is that when you see life imitating art and you look at what we've had over the years as far as horror movies and this and everything else, I can see people catching ideas from those things and imitating them.
Yes.
But when this was happening back in the 60s, I think it was, or 50s, it was a long time ago. But there was no inspiration for this. Like this
50s or earlier, because Psycho was 50s, I think.
Right. So when this was going on, there was nothing to pull from. He just did it, and naturally, which is insane.
That's just crazy. That's crazy.
So
anyway, that's gruesome. So
it is gruesome. So let's get into this, because there were so many things that we were taught as kids, and I want Chat to get into this, because what were things that your parents told you were dangerous or whatever that you listened to and you believed until you were much older? Like I remember don't ever turn the interior light on while we're driving.
When you're driving, because it's illegal and the police will pull you over, or you're going to get in a car accident or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's illegal, or we're going to crash the car. It's like you'd flip the car if the light was on. Yep. Dad told us if you sneeze with your eyes open, they would pop out. Well, here's the thing, Mason. You can't sneeze with your eyes open. I believe it's a physical impossibility. And if you did, I've
never tried.
Your eyes are half closed all the way.
Hey, what do you mean by that?
I'm just saying. You never look surprised. That's all I'm saying.
Never.
But
never have to squint either.
Yeah, we had, like, if you swallowed gum, it would sit in your gut for 7 years.
Yeah, so the gum thing is completely false.
Of course it is.
But like, this is one thing that I never really thought about, because typically you think gum is made from it was usually made out of some sort of sap or something, but now it's made out of microplastics.
We love our microplastics, don't we?
Right? So like, people are chewing these things all the time, and in reality it's chewing plastic throughout the day. So if you're chewing a lot of gum, like, you're filling your whole body with small little microdots of plastic.
Well, however, remember wax candies?
Yeah, those were good for you, weren't they?
It was a blob of wax with some sort of juice in the middle, and you ate the whole thing.
Yeah. But wax is different. Okay?
Yeah.
Wax is one thing. It breaks down, because those plastics, they're forever plastics, right?
I'm willing to bet if you ate a candle, it would come out as a candle. Like corn. Corn is like bookmarks of our past meals.
I bet it wouldn't. I bet, seriously, no. If you had wax, it would be broken down completely. It would.
You're probably right. Oh,
yeah.
What's this? Here we go. Not illegal, but they'll pull you over. Been there many times. I guess if you have your light on in your car.
Really?
It's the TikTok chat saying that. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. How about here's one. Money doesn't matter. It's more important to be happy.
It's a lot happier. You're a lot happier when you're not broke. I'll tell you that.
Well, I mean, that's money doesn't buy happiness, but neither does poverty, right?
That's true. That's true.
That's just a fact.
Yeah, and smiles aren't exactly a currency. Gen Xer chewed the end of their Bic pen all through high school. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Lead poisoning. If you stuck yourself with your pencil, you get lead
Oh,
poisoning.
yeah, exactly. Like that was a big one. It was like, oh, meanwhile, it's not even lead, right? Uh, but what else was there? I actually asked ChatGPT went. I don't know where your art went. It's in the
I don't know where your
garbage.
art went.
Yeah, the picture that you drew,
Oh
it's in
yeah,
the garbage. Yeah.
that thing you made that you were so proud
Yeah.
of that it's
Or how about, sorry, I don't have any money today. I don't have any money with me.
yeah, I don't or there's the fair's in town. The fair's not going anywhere. Yeah, it is. It's gone in 3 days.
We'll go on Tuesday,
We'll
okay?
go on Tuesday.
Dad, you son of a bitch, right?
I remember if you ate a lot of carrots, you'd be able to see in the dark. It was
Oh
good for
yeah,
your
yeah.
eyes.
I heard about that one. A lot of people believe that one actually. The way
I dated somebody way back in the day who ate a shit ton of carrots.
did they go orange?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's real.
Yes, that's real.
So the carrots improving your eyesight. Do you know where that came from?
I'm guessing Asia.
No, World War II. It was propaganda. That's why North Americans were shooting they were such good snipers because they were eating carrots. It was propaganda to fool the Axis.
Really?
Yes, it was wartime propaganda.
See, and this is why we believe this stuff, because it's if you tell a lie enough times, it becomes the truth, right?
Well, okay. Remember the one we were talking about like a little while ago, where Biff Naked went to Dauphin High School,
Apparently, she did.
and she did. Like,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I heard that back in the day, somebody from Green Day went to Neyland.
Yeah,
I don't think it's true.
that's probably not true. I'm not
Or
gonna
that
buy
one guy
one.
in town that was apparently in Warrant. He wasn't, but he
Oh,
looked like
of
it. And
course.
stayed looking like that for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Here's one for you. If you keep making that face, it'll stay that way.
or someone slapped you on the back, it would stuck that way.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, everyone tried that. It never worked.
That's probably why I look the way I do. I was probably making a silly face, and here you go.
Yeah, all surprised, eh?
Right? The what was the one that don't go swimming for at least an hour.
Right, because
After
you'll
you
get
eat.
like all tied up in a knot. You'll get cramps, right?
I have that has never been a thing that I think anybody could swallow gum because it sticks to your insides. Yeah. Why did they tell us this? Like, what was the harm in swallowing our gum?
I don't know. But like, there's all okay. Halloween, right? You remember there was always that weird neighbor that put razor blades in your apples.
Well, here's the funny thing about that. Generally, things like poisonings and things happening to treats were happening by family members to their own kids.
Oh, awful. That's sick.
That's where that comes from. Then they blame who. I don't know how this happened.
Oh, hey, kids, let me check your candy to make sure it's safe.
Oh, I check it's safe. Yeah, suddenly there's no more eat mores. If you eat a watermelon seed, it'll grow inside your body. How the hell? And everybody spit their watermelon seeds. I eat my watermelon seeds. Like I don't spit them out. Like I'll just eat them because why not?
Yep.
But then again, I eat my shells of my sunflower seeds because I'm stupid.
Well, I mean, that's okay.
They don't always break down perfectly. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Never. If you tell the truth, you won't get into trouble.
Bullshit.
Yeah. You tried that one in a court of law.
Well,
see what happens, eh?
and the reason people lie is so they don't get into trouble. But
right,
liars. Here's the thing: a good liar. Just like Dunn, eat the apple core. Don't eat the apple core. You know what? My grandfather used to eat the core. He'd eat the whole apple.
Well, peaches, like the cores of peaches, have cyanide in them.
It's a pit. How the hell would you eat that?
Yeah. The same thing with almonds, right? There was technically, like in the shell part, there's actually some cyanide in it too.
I like cyanide. It's good for you.
It's good
what
for
does
you.
What does cyanide do to you?
What's the worst it'll do? It's not going to kill you or anything, is it?
You'd have to take a lot of cyanide for that to happen. That's a lot of almond shells you'd have to eat.
It is. I mean, like that's the thing. Like it's a lot. Oh, here's a classic one. If you pee in the pool, it turns blue.
I used to worry about that.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing that it was either the public pools or the Y had a chemical in the water that would make it change color around pee. Now, as I grew older, I figured, well, what if at the beginning of the day it is a certain color, but by the time you get there, it's already changed?
Oh, ugh. That's
Just
like the
saying.
worst thought. So like they had that. What was that movie? That Adam Sandler movie where it was it Grown Ups or something?
Yeah, he did Grown
And
Ups.
they were all in the pool and they all went blue all around them and all the kids are screaming.
Oh, so they actually made it happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it if your kid and your nose is running, and instead of wiping it across, you wipe it towards, and your parents say to keep doing that, your nose is gonna grow. Oh, if you kept on doing this
Oh,
instead of
okay.
like that. Here's the thing. I was looking this stuff up, and what they're calling this, because it's our generation that had this. Where is it? Parental white lies and urban legends that we grew up with are basically Gen X folklore. Part of the safety
What?
manual. Yeah, parts safety manual, parts psychological warfare, all delivered with deadpan conviction. And here's a
So wait a
roundup.
minute. So that was Gen X didn't come up with it. We were subjected to it.
Gen X was subjected to it.
Oh, we were experimented on.
100%. I mean,
Those
the stuff that
boomers.
okay, chocolate causes zits. Does it?
I guess the sugar would, but not the chocolate.
Dude, I was a chunk. Okay, I was again fatty
Yeah, but you
McFattenstein.
ate bacon and mayonnaise, and that's not sugary.
Do you think I was? You think I was a stranger to candy?
I don't
No,
know.
and I never
So
had acne. So I would debunk that right
that's
now,
fair.
saying that you can
That's
smell
fair.
a
That's fair.
chlorine. Oh my God, Kim on TikTok is saying if you can smell a chlorine in a pool, it's a very dirty pool.
That is true.
Not wrong.
Yeah, yeah, it's not good. If you, oh yeah, and you really have to worry about that,
If they
which
have to
blew me
shock,
away. That
if they have to
shocked me.
well, if they have to shock it in the middle of the day, you know
Yeah,
it's gone bad.
there's something bad happened in that water, right? Here's
Something
one:
good.
it cracking your knuckles gives you arthritis.
Okay, you're a osteologist.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, it doesn't at all.
So what does cracking your knuckles actually do? Isn't it just air pockets
It's
inside there
just
that are
air
popping out?
pockets, and it's like it's debated whether it's the air popping or the air bubble forming. Okay, in there, but the analogy is pretty similar to like you ever have a like an old house and you turn the water on and you starts to get the rumbling in the
Yeah,
pipes. It's the same type of thing. It's the cavitation effect in it,
I
in
get a
the
rumble in my pipe
joints.
sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta figure that one out. And hey,
U-
oh, here we
u-
go.
Usually on the highway when I'm about 42 minutes from the nearest bathroom. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
there you go. Parents say don't crack your knuckles because it causes arthritis, and it's like it's not even factual. You know, like yeah, I hear a lot of people make a good living cracking people. So
yeah. They're called what do you call yourselves? No,
people,
they're yeah,
they're
people.
people.
Everybody's people.
Yeah,
Everybody's people.
yeah, you people, right?
If you
So,
sit too close to the TV, you'll go blind. Well, we've
oh
got people
well,
with screens 8 inches from their face now. I wonder how their vision's going to be.
well, I don't think it causes you to go blind, but it definitely has an effect on your vision, though, right? I mean,
See you,
like
Mason.
having a computer screen or like something right up your eyes isn't a good thing because you get dry eyes.
I think what we're going to see, what the next generation is going to be is hunchbacks. I think the
Yeah,
posture is going to go down the toilet because
yeah,
everybody's down like this, looking at their phones,
yeah.
and
So the research, current research right now on that is saying no, it doesn't have any effect on kids' posture whatsoever. And I call BS on that, right? But with you want here's a lie that we tell people, okay? Um, there's a journal on it. That means it's proven,
or they
right?
talked about. Okay,
Right. So it's like, oh, there was the research says or studies show. People won't even tell you the studies, but as soon as you say studies show, people will believe it. 85% more.
right.
So it's just
Yeah,
what
as
it
soon as you
is.
like, I say the stats say this, but
Yeah,
97% of stats are all made up anyway.
exactly.
Is the conversation going to include the Easter Bunny and Santa?
No, no,
No,
we might have kids listening to this one.
no,
We're not
no.
going
They
there.
and here's the lie. Here's the lie about Santa. I'll tell you this right now. We didn't have a fireplace. He found his way in.
Yep, every time
Santa is
that
actually
perpetrator.
an amazing locksmith.
Yeah,
He can get in. And I think that the myth of the chimney only counts if you have a chimney. He's got
That's
his
fair.
place.
That's fair.
So an electric fireplace. He's not getting down.
Yeah, well, you can't go. Santa doesn't transmit through the power lines.
Santa has a magic key. Santa has a magic key.
There,
And the
he
Easter.
does have a magic key. Have you seen that book?
No.
There's actually a book of a magic key. And the
Really?
key, yeah, you leave the key on the door so Santa can get into the house to deliver the presents. It's actually a really cute book. And like I knew a guy who was making, or no, a lady, sorry, locally who made a whole bunch of keys so that you can give it to the kids as part of it. I mean, the kids know that's not real, right? Obviously, because it comes in through the chimney. But it's just one of those little things that becomes part of the tradition.
Okay, so it's not leave your key fob next to the door so that when he breaks in,
beep,
he doesn't have to.
No,
Yeah,
not quite the same.
No, there's so cross your eyes too long, they'll stay that way. If you touch a frog, you'll get warts.
Yeah. I'll be ready in 10 minutes.
Well, I can be ready in 10 minutes.
Yeah. I wasn't talking about you.
Who says that? Who says I'll be ready in 10 minutes and they're not there?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. My wife is pretty good, so I'll say that.
Is she ready in 10 minutes?
Yeah, but 10 minutes.
Is that possible?
Yes, it's possible.
She's not listening.
It's possible. Yeah. No, she's not listening. So
you know what? I don't believe any. Here's why I don't believe any woman. I'm gonna get in trouble. Can be ready in 10 minutes to her standard. To her standard.
No.
Yeah.
No,
However,
I don't think so at all.
A man, we can be ready to our standard.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just put a hat on. You're good to go.
As long as we don't stink, we're good. Like we're
fine.
Fine.
So we don't need not even stink that much.
Stink much, like
right?
Like this
a little bit is okay.
Believe it or not, this does not take a long time to put together.
That's fair. Yeah.
But that's to our standard. Now, women always look better than we do. Like they just do.
But you also got to look at it this way: men and women typically or historically would look after themselves different, right? For guys, they would spend countless hours in the gym, right?
Yeah.
Right. Whereas historically, women didn't do as much when it came to that. Not to say, like, you're not saying the girls didn't exercise, but definitely not as fanatical as men until this current generation, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. 100%.
I mean, like seriously, I remember going to like the old gym, like Body Force, going there and like, going in a few times. It's like, oh my god, there's a girl in here. Like that was shocking, right?
I think that people are paying more attention to their health, and I do also believe that we pay attention more to our health because our food is turned into shit.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And we're seeing the effects of what we eat, even if we're trying to eat clean or trying to eat healthier, but it's all produce or overproduced.
Speaking of eating, I just had shawarma, Queen.
Is that your Friday thing? You've had shawarma almost every Friday.
No, I haven't. I haven't had it for like weeks.
I would say
Ish.
You've had shawarma multiple times.
With this show, definitely have had it multiple times. But I literally just got out of the gym and got home.
We'll have to get Kyle as a sponsor.
There we go. No,
there you go, shawarma queen. If you wear an umbrella inside, bad luck will follow you. Why was that a thing? Is it just because it was rude to open it?
I don't know. It must be in that. Yeah, it's like black cats and stuff, right? So mirrors I can understand because mirrors were incredibly rare and expensive back in the day, right? And in some places, like for quite a while, mirrors were almost considered evil because it was like, oh my god, like you can. Yeah, like it was like you could see into like the fairy realm or something, right? And it was like the potential evil that can come through the looking glass, right?
Have you ever seen a reverse mirror?
A reverse mirror. Those are weird.
So there's such a thing as a reverse mirror.
Yeah, those are bad weird. Yeah. It is if something drops on you.
Right. So the reverse mirror in real life, but a reverse mirror it goes along the idea that we've never seen our true self, right? You've seen a reflection of yourself or a photo of yourself, but a reverse mirror, I guess, I don't know how it does it, but it doubles the reflection. So you're actually seeing yourself as people see you, and people are blown away by that.
Hey, you look really weird. Like you've probably done it like just on your phone because you can kind of flip it. You can video yourself and reverse the image, the mirror, and your head looks deformed when you look at it.
Ugh. Yeah, that's
It's
true.
it's just like, "What the hell? I look like that? Oh my how does anybody love me?"
Oh, yeah, trust me. Whenever my wife looks at me and she likes what she sees, I'm like, "Really? Oh,
What, the guy behind me?
yeah.
What?
Who's the guy?"
Yeah.
Ryan actually said mirrors had mercury in them. That would make sense.
Okay, okay,
So
okay, that
bad
makes
luck
sense.
if you break it, get a shard in your skin, and now suddenly you're going
Crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like, they used mercury in a lot of things, right,
Why?
back then. It was like a curing agent or something because, like, they used to use it for hats, like, when they're
Mhm.
making fur top hats and stuff, so it would actually leak into your body through the head from extended use.
Which would
So
be
it's
your
just
Mad Hatter.
yeah, the Mad Hatter, exactly, right? And here's a weird one. In China, it was considered almost it was like the element to immortality, okay? So did you ever
Wow.
see those the clay soldiers or like those clay soldiers? Oh God, what are
Yeah,
they called? I can't remember what they're called, but like
like
there's
from
armies of
Pompeii?
them.
Like
No,
in
no,
Pompeii?
not in Pompeii, like in China.
Isn't that the same thing?
No, what? Not even close.
No.
It's a terracotta army. That's what it was. Yeah, okay, it was for the armies of Qin Shi Huang, right, the first emperor of China. Okay, so it's this huge, huge thing where they had all these terracotta created sculptures of soldiers and everything. So there was warriors and chariots, horses, and they said there's more than 8,000 of these soldiers, and most of them with unique, different faces. Okay,
That's
so
insane.
yeah, yeah. So when the emperor died, they had thousands of these things buried with him, and legend was there were pools of mercury to help him travel to the other side, to the other world, right? And so that was like the myth, the pools of mercury, right?
Right.
But like in like the last few decades or something, they've done research in the land and they found an unusual high amount of mercury in all the soil.
That would
So
make
they're
sense.
going, holy, like, is this accurate? Like, this could be very much real, right?
But how could they have gotten the mercury back then?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, that's a good question for ChatGPT, right?
It would be. How many times have when you're driving with your kids, and I've done this, are we there yet? Almost.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
No, we just left.
Yeah, yeah, you're almost there. Why don't you just sleep?
Like, it's just crazy that the kids actually think, okay, we're driving to Winnipeg. You've been in the car for exactly 10 minutes, and you're asking me, are we there yet? Are you serious?
Yeah, yeah, they're
We
serious.
haven't even
And
hit Carberry yet.
I think the kids' timelines are different than our timelines. Like
Yeah.
forever for them is 5 minutes, and for
Yeah.
us, oh jeez, oh man, you got the dog man guy back in.
Ah, they came back. Oh,
They
they,
did.
they they come back all the time. This is so sweet, right?
Uh, we have food at home. It's like, hey, can we go to McDonald's? We have burgers at home,
Yeah,
and it
we
was
can do
a
that. It's
it
never as
was
good though, right?
fried ground beef with 2 slices of white bread.
And it's like it's never really good. So they're
Well,
late. Why are they late today? I mean, like, what's going on here? So
they're doing their thing.
yeah, I guess
Um,
so.
don't swallow it right. Well, I don't know if I'd tell me not to swallow something that rhymes. Yeah, to
There's
each
probably
their
a
own.
few things you probably shouldn't. So, but I mean,
To
hey,
each
it
their own.
depends on your quality and your tastes, right? So everyone likes different things, I
Do
guess.
you believe this? That I'm guessing these guys are gamers.
Yeah.
The old adage was video games would make you violent.
Oh, they no, they don't make you violent. So
Well, this is going back to when you had what was the video game that you would you're shooting hookers and stuff in it?
Grand Theft Auto.
Okay, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, Grand Theft
So
Auto 3. Yeah.
yeah, so when that was the thing, they were saying that this is going to make kids violent,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we had video games when we were younger, and we
Oh,
never
yeah.
once thought we were going to be able to do any of that stuff.
Remember Doom, right?
Doom, but here's the thing: Grand Theft Auto was set in a real world type scenario, right?
Sure. Yes, I guess so. So I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, you could see it, but I don't. I think if anything, it had the reverse effect, in that people end up sitting in their basements playing video games,
Yeah, they never
not
went anywhere.
not
Well,
being
like
violent.
that was the whole thing. People were like, oh, you can get a hooker and do your thing, and then you can kill her and get your money back. And it's like, Well, yeah, but it's not like you're rewarded for that in the game.
Is that how it worked?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get your money back?
You could run over them and take their money, right?
Oh
And
my
so that's why
god.
people were so upset. It's like, yeah, but if you do that, the police come after you and they drive a tank after you. So, I mean, consequences.
Consequences. But I
It's
mean,
minor.
we had all these things that we were taught were real, and they weren't. Not even close. I think when you have oh, the hell was it?
Grand Theft Auto wasn't a bad game. The game that really stirred people up was the game called Postal.
I never played that game.
No, I haven't played it either, but I would sure like to see it because it can't be as bad as what the stuff we have now is, right?
No, no, but the stuff right now is hyper realistic and it's incredibly gory.
Right.
But I dig it. Like I'm not a gamer, but I could definitely get into that.
Well, have you seen how big the games are now in size? Like how much storage space? Like
Well,
it
we
is.
had a cartridge, right?
Yes, it had like that was like ridiculously small size, right? Like how big? How much space was in a Nintendo or N64? Nintendo cartridge. So how much space? As little as 36 kilobytes, while Nintendo 64 had 64 megabytes. Okay, so that's interesting. So the entire Call of Duty game, okay, Call of Duty Warzone is up to 101 gigabytes.
Really?
Yeah.
So can you even you couldn't play anything on an old system? Like
No.
nothing. In the most basic game is going to be incredibly huge. But I remember
Yes.
it went to a disc, right? When it went to the disc, it was a big game. And then
Yep.
now they're downloading. They're like, why do you even buy a physical copy anymore?
Well, a lot of people don't. You know, but I mean, you could lose it altogether. That's the problem. If you just get the digital version, if there's a glitch, you can lose your whole library in no time.
Well, and that's the problem. Like without having a physical disc, do you own anything?
And that's the other problem, right? Like it's getting to that age where we're going to be like, we're going to own nothing and be happy for it, right?
Right. Like this is where music changed too, right? You used to be able to
Yeah.
buy a copy of your album and you have it. That's why vinyl is the only medium you can buy it in. And I still buy
Yeah.
vinyl because
Yeah.
you have to subscribe now to listen to the music that you used to listen to when you owned it,
Yeah.
which
And
is
vinyl
insane.
still sounds better.
Vinyl sounds like vinyl. And I've
Yes.
got vinyl and I've got a good system, but vinyl sounds like vinyl.
It sounds like
Does
vinyl.
a CD
Sounds more authentic. Now, if you get like
authentic?
if you get a new album on
Yeah.
vinyl, say you were to get the new Taylor Swift
It
on
sounds
vinyl,
worse. It'll sound
it
worse
doesn't
on
sound.
vinyl.
It sounds worse. Absolutely. Yeah.
It'll sound worse because it's clean when you listen to it on the radio.
It depends on the medium that came in and fortified the memories in, right?
Right. No, I think that when you have a when as things change, we lose a lot of stuff, but we have the ability to have a lot more stuff for actually less money. There's that part.
Well, I mean, Netflix is really cheap,
It's
and
super cheap.
I've never had so many movies in my life. I can't think of a time that I bought a digital, like a physical copy of a movie, except at like a flea market because we buy a bunch of movies for the cabin or something, right?
Well, yeah, and you can't pick anything now because you have thousands of options. It's like going to Blockbuster if it was 50 times if Blockbuster was the size of a mall,
Yeah.
there's Netflix.
Oh, you know, like those are the good days going to Blockbuster, though. Okay, like that was
Mhm.
just great. You go there, you never know who you're going to run into, right? And that was what was kind of cool, right? But at the very end of Blockbuster, it was like, man, you'd have a hard time finding a good movie.
Or you rented something and you're committed to it, whether it's sucked or not. You're watching
Oh,
that movie because you paid $4 for it, so you're watching it.
yeah, exactly, exactly. You can still buy Blockbuster stocks.
Why?
Yeah, because it's still around technically, okay? For one reason, for whatever reason. So during COVID, you remember the whole GameStop,
Yeah, yeah,
explode.
for
So
sure.
Blockbuster was also one of the companies that had a massive spike in value because people were buying the hell of Blockbuster stock.
Well, that makes sense.
right? Because
So it's
Like Blockbuster basically is just a holding company for some of the residual assets that are still there. Okay, so it's not really functionally doing very much, but there's still assets. So some people still have shorts, I guess, on it, counting
I
on it to go
guess.
down, right? Because they know it's going to go down, so they might as well buy some shorts. So if you buy up all the stock and refuse to sell it, you're going to drive up the price and you're going to piss off those people.
Yeah, that works. I
You know,
mean,
like
it happens. I mean, people play that all the time.
I don't know if you bought into that whole GameStop thing
I
when it
did
was
not buy
hot.
into GameStop, but it
I
was a
did. I made some good money on it.
did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about it, and I think I was probably just in the barbershops, like back in the shop days. So I heard about it.
Right.
I'm like, what the hell is this GameStop bullshit? So I think I missed the boat on it, but that's fine. I mean, there's gonna be another one. It'll come.
There's a lot of them. There's like right now it's hard to even predict what's going to happen. Well, I mean, and there are people who track it very closely now. Like there's actual like AIs that people have developed that track the buys and sells of congressmen and women in the states.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
that's your linchpin, right there. It's like what's Congress doing because they have the inside information.
Yeah, if they're buying it,
Yeah,
there's a reason for it.
probably a reason, So
So getting back on what we were talking about, there was one that was listed that I remember. People used to tell me this: if you shave your hair, it's going to grow back thicker.
yeah, I've heard that before. Yep.
It doesn't happen. It
No.
does not happen. No, all that happens is the point of your hair is now blunt, so it might look it
Okay.
because the end isn't tapered anymore. But as a guy who cut hair for 25 plus years, it does not make it grow back thicker.
So you kind of know a thing, eh?
Neither do hats. Hats don't make you go bald.
I heard that all the time, and I used to wear a hat all the
Yeah.
time, and people have said, "You're going to go bald."
Well,
And
here's
here I am. I got hair.
yeah. So here's I don't have hair, but I didn't wear hats. But here's the thing: when you wear a hat, the pressure that's the hat is putting on your head is around the perimeter of your head. So wouldn't that be
Okay.
where it would go bald?
You would think so, right?
Yeah, you're going bald regardless. Doesn't matter. That would dirty scalp will make your follicles clog up
Yeah.
and not regrow hair. So there's
See,
that.
that's interesting because when I was in high school, like just like any teenager, I had terrible acne.
Yep.
Okay. Like it was the freaking worst. And how I got rid of it was I went to camp for the summer. Okay. For a
Okay.
2-week camp in Air Cadets of all things. Right.
Yep.
So we had to wear a ball cap all the time,
Yeah.
basically. Took the acne away completely. I came back after 2 weeks. I had zero acne.
That's odd.
Yeah. Yeah. And as I started being back home, I started getting acne again. I was like, hold on, this is terrible. So I started wearing a ball cap to school all the time
Right.
because it got rid of all my acne.
Okay. Let's go with this other little urban legend I used to hear. Sweating flushes the impurities out of your skin. Apparently, that is incorrect.
Oh, well,
The impurities.
depends what you mean by impurities.
Just saying, impurities are cleaned by the liver, not by your skin.
Yes, but the reason that story, and it isn't wrong, okay? Because your skin is one of the main excretionary organs, okay? There's a few of them: your kidneys, your bladder, your lungs, your liver, and your skin, okay?
Right.
So that's why when you do sweat, some people stink, and they'll say, well, no, it's just bacteria. But some people have a distinctive smell based on their current culinary skills.
Right. So I would smell like butter and
Right.
onions.
Right? You're going to get some cultures, like a lot of the East Indian and stuff, because they have curry, they'll have a little bit more of a curry smell.
Right.
Okay. And like that's not bad. It's just kind of it comes out in the food. Now, here's the crazy thing. Okay, so I've told you I had herniated discs before, right? And so when I was recovering from them, this must have been 2019. I went down to San Jose, California, to take a course called the Eldoas. Okay.
Okay.
So that was like a 3-day intensive of essentially spinal rehabilitation. Okay.
Okay.
So while I was down there, we're doing all these exercises, just sweating up a storm, right? And I'm like, fuck, somebody stinks. Who's
Probably
the
it.
smelly guy, right? And I'm like, oh my God, it's me,
Yep.
right? But the crazy thing was, it wasn't my BO. Okay.
Okay.
I smelled like cilantro.
What?
I smelled like cilantro.
Why? Were you eating a bunch of cilantro?
No, well, I had some, but not really a lot, right?
Well, I'll tell you this: if I eat a lot of garlic, you can tell that I've
Yeah.
eaten garlic, right?
But, like, I had cilantro at one meal at one point in time, but I was like and it was coming out of me constantly. Like, this was for days and days afterwards, right? It was because it was detoxing everything that had kind of accumulated and built up in the soft tissue around the spine, okay?
So what if cilantro is a thing that your liver that just can't be purified by anything else? It just you're
Ah,
getting the
so
leftovers.
so I asked a person actually, like, I had this smell, okay? And it smelled like cilantro, and we checked it out, and they said it was spleen. It was a spleen detox.
That's gross.
So it's kind of interesting. So even when I got home, though, right, like I couldn't get the smell off me. I was like, guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell. And they're like, are you detoxing? Just
Right.
detox. Lots of fluids and lots of sweating and lots of opening up the joint systems, right? And I came home and come in the house, and my wife is like, comes over, gives me a big hug, and she's like, what is that smell? I was like, it's cilantro. And she's like, why do you smell like cilantro? I'm like, I detoxed while I was down there for 3 days.
So maybe there's some truth to it, but cilantro isn't exactly bad for you. So I wouldn't call that
No,
a.
no, but I mean, why are we assuming detox is only kicking out bad things?
Why would you detox the good things?
Because your body doesn't want it, doesn't need it.
Well, that
Just
makes
get rid of
sense.
it, right? I mean, like water is a good thing. Why would we want to get rid of water?
Why do we sweat it out? It just
Right?
cools us down. I get it.
So, I
So
mean, if you want another big myth, detox in general is a myth.
explain, because a lot of people believe a detox is real.
Yes, yeah. A lot of people are like, no, there's no proof whatsoever that detox does anything, right?
Are we talking about a healthy detox, or like someone's been
Doing the math,
doing the
you know,
drugs and they're detoxing?
so you're going to find a lot of different supplements out there that talk about detox, right? You take this drink, it's going to do a detox, and all these sort of things. And like even I say it, and like you don't mean to say it. It's just like one of those things. It's kind of like just you say, right? Because people understand it. Okay.
Right, of
If
course.
I like, technically, it's kind of more of a cleanse. Okay. But if I said a cleanse, people are going to be thinking they're going to crap their pants.
And generally
Okay.
they do.
Right? That's the thing, right? So that's why you say things in layman's terms or simple terms that people can actually understand. Right?
Right. So if you're talking about a detox or a cleanse,
Yeah.
I mean, you can reset your system and stop eating crap and let all the bad come out of you and then don't
Yep.
do that again.
Yep. Yep.
Detox or cleanse. Yeah, Mr. 204 say detox or cleanse. So are
Yeah.
they the same?
Well, the big thing is detox is kind of a crap word. Like it really is not the ideal word. A cleanse have some benefits. Like for example, if you did intermittent fasting, that's going to cleanse the system,
I'd call that a cleanse.
right? If you do like colonic irrigation, that's going to be technically a cleanse.
Right.
If you eat like the spiciest burrito or like those wings that we had, that's
Yeah.
going to be a little bit of a cleanse too. Right?
I was just thinking about that, and I we were watching Hot Ones because I love watching Hot Ones.
Yeah, of course, the suffering is amazing, right?
But I was talking to Gage. I said, we should get a bunch of hot sauces and let's put them in a line
Yep.
and see how far we can get.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah.
but Dad, why? I'm like, it's not going to kill you. It's going to suck for a bit, but I mean, how hot can you go?
Yes.
And that is something right there that I believe is. I don't think there's any health issues associated with eating hot stuff.
Well, it can be detrimental. It can cause some tissue damage if you eat too much of it.
So is it actually burning? Like, is that Scoville unit actual?
Yeah, it
burning?
can cause damage. Yeah,
So like a
it
chemical
really
burn.
can. Yeah, yeah, very much so. So this is a horrible experiment we did once. We actually managed to catch a fly because the question was, would a fly eat hot sauce?
Why would you think of that question?
A bored teenager.
You seem like the kind of guy that used to fry ants with a magnifying glass, too.
No, not at all.
Okay.
But anyway, it was legitimate questions. That's
Sure.
science. It's science.
It's science.
Okay, it's science. So we caught a fly, put a drop of that real like Dave's Insanity sauce into like a container. It was like, go eat it. And the fly was like staying as far away from it as we could.
And a fly will eat shit.
Yeah, So we kind of gave it a little tap, and the fly got knocked into the hot sauce.
Oh, that's going to burn all of his eyes.
And it was like, oh, okay, well, I guess he's going to see if he's going to eat it. It ate through the exoskeleton and he exploded.
Really?
I'm serious. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe there's some truth to that.
So that there is truth. It is a very like caustic substance, I guess. Right.
I still like it.
Me too. It's great. Like you should get some Carolina Reaper or something like that, right?
I've got some Ghost in my Carolina Reaper. No, what have I got? I've got Ghost pepper sauce in the fridge.
Yeah.
And every once in a while I just feel like having it.
Yeah.
And I hate myself for doing it whenever I do it, but I'm starting to really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Reaper is a bitch, but Reaper is a good flavor. Like Reaper
Is
has
it?
a really good Reaper has an actual it tastes like more than hot. Like Ghost pepper just
Okay.
tastes like hot.
I like what was that company that made those chips?
Taki?
No, not that one.
I don't know. There's a lot of companies that make chips.
Pocky.
Come again?
Paqui. Pocky.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. You racist. But like they're really good. Like I got them. I was like, oh, like I could eat these all fucking day. So I ate the whole bag, and it was like there was a little bit of regret later.
How are you tomorrow?
It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. But
No.
my wife is just like, how are you eating this? I'm like, because they're really tasty, but
Trust
they
me,
don't really have flavor, right?
No, it's not that bad today, but tomorrow you can't even wipe. You'd be dabbing it with a wet cloth. Asking for a handful of shaved ice.
Just sitting into a pan of cold water.
That's where Manitoba winters are king.
That is true. Yeah.
Should you have an issue and you decide you're going to eat something that's going to harm you tomorrow, you just take a seat in the snowbank and cool it down.
So you can buy the Carolina Reaper seeds on Amazon.
Why would you grow the devil's pepper?
Right. You can also get Carolina Reaper honey peanuts. Wouldn't that just be the nastiest thing?
Honey peanut?
Honey peanuts. Ass kicking ones.
I would eat that.
Yeah. But I mean, can you imagine going to the bar sometime and just leaving bowls all over the table and just dropping them in there?
Oh yeah. That's like,
man, like there'd be lawsuits, man.
I'd be down with that.
I'd do that. Yeah.
That's when you get those insane hot candies and you just drop them into Halloween bags.
Yeah. Oh, for the to tell the kids, but don't tell the parents.
They were talking about that. Talking about Halloween treats and what do you give out? I'm like, I don't know, lighters. I mean, they're cheap.
Yeah,
and that's super fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, kids love that stuff, right?
Dropping lighters in everybody's bag. I mean, they're not expensive.
No, exactly. Here, kids, go blow something up. Here's some firecrackers too. Yeah. Right.
Go ahead. What's that? There's a couple gallons of gasoline in the backyard. Go see what you can do with that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's 2 liters. It's $2. It's not much.
Science.
It's cheaper than a candy bar. Really, if you're going to go buy a liter of gasoline, it'd be cheaper than buying Kit Kat.
It would be, and
it actually would be.
And you would learn something that day.
Exactly. Not to do it again.
Right. Eyebrows and knuckle hair would be gone.
You take the gasoline and mix a bunch of flour in with it, and you got some napalm, right?
Is that how that works?
I don't know.
Is that how they did it?
I don't know.
Is that how they did it?
Cookbook, okay?
Is that how they did it in Vietnam?
I don't know.
Just saying.
I'm not going to jail here. So
no. Okay. Other things that our parents would have told us that were lies.
Other things that parents would have said.
It's just lies. A little pinch.
Yeah, it's just
when you go for a needle.
Yeah, I never got that one.
No.
So
we'll see, which means no. I say that. Like, you know what?
We'll see. Yeah.
We'll see. I just say no from now on because I'm not going to say we'll see because it's just not happening.
Here you go. Okay. Everything happens for a reason.
Well, everything happens because everything happens.
Yeah.
Like, does everything happen things might happen because you make stupid decisions and you suck.
Yeah.
Or bad things happen. Yeah, I get it. Like,
hey, like what you said before, like you can do everything right sometimes. And like this is a big lesson for kids. You can do everything right and still not get what you want.
You are correct. You can do everything right and not get what you want. That does happen. It's believe it or not, that has happened.
It's a little bit of a kicker too, but it's like really, isn't that interesting? Eh?
But here's the thing: it doesn't mean you can't do it again and do everything right and make it happen the second time.
Right. And it's actually more impressive when you do it the second time because people will be like, "You again?"
Yeah. Hello.
Like, seriously? Okay,
Here's the thing.
You can't stop me.
No, and the problem, the funny thing is when it comes to doing all the steps, and if it's something that seems impossible and you
Yep.
manage to get through the gauntlet, as I'll put it,
Yeah.
and you get to the end and you've done it, it's like you've completed the game and then it forgets to save it.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Okay. Isn't that literally how all the games were when we were kids? Nowadays, you get to the end, it's like 45 minutes of cutscenes of a big story. Back then, it's like, you saved the princess. The
Game
end.
over. Yeah,
Game
bye.
over. And it's like, I did it. This
I
is
also-
great.
Yeah, and I think that when we were kids, our expectations weren't that you just wanted to finish it. You just wanted to
Right?
get to the end. And you could go to school the next day and say, I beat Mario.
Yeah. And nobody said, well, what happened at the end? It's like, well, I killed Bowser or I beat Bowser.
Done.
You know, and
Yeah.
it wasn't really about the end, wasn't the thing. It was like for us, it was really the journey getting there, right?
What was the first game that you completed? The first video game that you like beat it?
Oh God.
And you couldn't stop. You were like, oh man, I gotta keep going.
I was big into the problem is so many of the early games didn't really have an end. They just kept going.
They had an end.
Like Pac-Man, for example. It went until basically your system ran out of memory.
Well, but it would end. Like Tetris does end.
Yeah, you just can't do it anymore.
It crashes the game.
Yes.
I'm talking about a game that had an end. What was a game that you played that you're like, I'm stuck on this sucker and I'm gonna play it until I'm done?
The first one I ever did was the game called Final Fantasy.
That would make sense.
It was a role-playing game. Imagine that, eh?
Yeah.
That was the first one.
Metal Gear.
Oh yeah, okay. Which one?
First one.
First
Metal
one.
Gear.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear.
Metal Gear Solid or Metal Gear?
Solid.
Okay.
Metal Gear was just a Nintendo game, but Metal Gear Solid.
Metal
I
Solid,
remember
that was a solid game. Yeah, that was a good game.
And we didn't have I didn't have a memory card because I couldn't spend the $15 on a memory card, so I'd have to pause it.
It was on PS1 level. PS1 levels. Yeah.
I would pause it, go to work.
Yeah. And hope nobody turned the damn thing off.
And hope to Christ nothing glitched and then get back to it. And I remember finishing that game. I was like, I did it. And now you're waiting for the next game to come out.
You know, I didn't play Metal Gear Solid. I played Metal Gear Solid 2. That was the first one that I played. I beat
Good
that
game.
one. And it was an amazing game, right? Great game.
Yeah, just sneak around. Just don't let them see you. That's essentially the game.
Which is like, you kids nowadays basically play Metal Gear Solid when they're out there. They're playing remember we used to play hide and go seek. We hide there. Nobody's going to find me. Now those little buggers are moving around, sneaking around. And it's like, you guys are clever.
They're calling it Survivor Man is what they're doing.
Survivor Man? Okay.
Kids are playing Survivor. And
I never heard that one.
Like physically playing it, like outside.
Yeah.
And they're hiding from each other and they're
I've never heard that.
Really?
I've got 2 girls.
You have daughters though, yeah.
Yeah, they don't play that game.
But no, we had I wasn't a big gamer. Like I remember playing God of War and loving that game.
Yeah, that was
cool.
fun. Yeah.
But no, we had again different things. So let's tie back into
so here's a game I don't know if you played, okay?
Right.
Because you're all the morality type guy, right? Or something. There was a game called Ultima. Did you ever hear that one?
No.
No? Okay, you would have liked that one. Okay.
Okay.
Because if you remember, a lot of the games in the 80s were they called them kill the foozles. Okay. So you get to the bad guy and you kill the bad guy and it's game over.
Right.
Okay. And you do like a ton of horrible things. Like you'd wipe out a whole town of people just to get all their gold so you can keep on with the level or something. You know, something like that, right? I mean, logically, what else would you do, right? You're trying to save the world, right? It was a few villagers. So when Ultima 4 came out, it was actually a game, one of the first games, or the first game, that was really based around morality and various codes of living as a good person.
How do you play a video game and have a moral compass?
That's what's interesting. Because it actually grades you and tested you on various things. So, for example, like there are 8 virtues and 8 things you had to be proficient in. You know, like there was compassion, there was valor, there was honor, there was what else was there? Honesty, all these things, right?
How much you bench?
How much you bench? Yeah.
How much you bench?
Yeah. So, for example, like if you were to buy something for honesty, some of the storekeepers were blind. So she would say how much it was, and you could cheat her, and the game would let you do it. But it would hit your karma of honesty.
So
Okay.
is this going back to the social credit score that we're about to
I
go
hope
to?
not. No, no, no. Like this is actually done with good intention. It was actually revolutionary at the time because there was no boss at the end.
So how do you win?
You had to be like the super good guy.
Okay, that's cool.
Good in all points.
I could dig into that.
So like one of them was compassion. You gave money to like peasant to like beggars, and you
Right.
gave it up to score. You go to places you can give blood, and it sucked out your life points, so it hurt you,
Right.
but it would increase your score. You do spirituality, so you go meditate and things like that.
Right.
Valor, you'd go fight monsters and kill bad guys and never back down from a fight. And eventually you would become what they would call the avatar, pure in all 8 innate virtues. And then eventually the game would be done, right? And it was really hard at the time because you're so used to just mass murder.
Yeah, you're used to just smashing everything, which is
Right?
my kind of game because
Yeah.
I like your Mortal Kombat stuff, like where you just fight and
Yeah.
then be done with it.
Yeah.
But like I think I started with
This was a thinking game, and it was very different, right?
it sounds like you experimented with a lot more games than I ever did.
I lived in the country. Didn't really have a lot to do.
Go out there and get a stick and sharpen it and
We did that a lot.
get yourself a raccoon or something.
Yeah, we did a lot of sharpening sticks and doing dumb things.
I bet you did. No, I think we had and again, video games will rot your brain. Video games will do this, that, and everything else. Like
Well,
I
that's a
do
good one,
believe
right?
it's
So
yeah. And do I think that some of that was true? I think that there's an overabundance of it because you didn't just play for half an hour or an hour with your buddy and then he went home. You're sitting there with your headphones, just time is zipping by. And is there a benefit to it? Maybe hand-eye coordination. That was the thing.
maybe. But okay, so like you lived in Dauphin, which was technically a city, right?
Sure.
So
Kind of.
did you have stores to buy music?
Yeah, top 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I lived in the country. You couldn't buy music unless you went to Brandon.
Right. So I mean, I bought my music and I bought a lot of music when I was a kid.
Right. How badly did I want to listen to the radio all the time?
That's all you had. However, you had to be careful because if you played any of that music backwards,
Oh, Satan would come out at
that
you,
was the
right?
other one if you played Judas Priest, I think it was the first one where if you played it backwards, it was like satanic lyrics. I'm not really. It didn't sound like much of anything at all.
No, and I mean, you could maybe interpret a few words if you listen to the whole album backwards.
According to the movie Little Nicky, it was Chicago.
Chicago, yes.
I command you in the name of Lucifer to spill the blood of the innocents. Chicago kicks ass.
that was Adam Sandler is the genius among geniuses. Okay.
He's the best person at playing an adult child.
Yeah. And like I was reading a thing about him, and he says basically he gets all of his friends together. They go, let's make a movie. Where do we want to make this movie? Then they go to the movie theater or go to the producers and they go, okay, we're going to film a movie in Mexico.
Sure.
And I'm going to have like myself, David Spade,
Rob Schneider.
Yeah, definitely Rob Schneider. Who else?
Kevin James. Norm Macdonald shows up in there sometimes.
Yeah, I guess he does, doesn't he? So like, we're gonna have all these guys in there, and they're gonna like, oh, you're gonna get all those guys in there. Yeah, how much do you need? It'll be like $30 million. Okay, yeah, sure. It's like, okay, what kind of holiday can we get for $30 million?
Right,
and that's what they do. It's like that's brilliant.
It is brilliant, and
we're watching their holidays.
If you have fun doing it, it's not work. And it's not.
Isn't that the best way to run your job? I mean, like it's still work.
It's still work because you have to be somewhere at a certain time. You have to do a certain thing. But the reality is, if you love what you do, it does not feel like work.
No. Well, I mean, there's points. I'm just like, I have to like mopping the floor at 7 a.m. I'm going to say that.
No, but who does?
That's my job, though.
It's your job, but I mean, you're just taking care of it. When you have
isn't actually enjoyable. You just put audiobook on and you go, but it's still not what I like doing, right?
No, but then hire someone to do it then.
No, that costs money.
That's the thing. I mean, you do it for yourself and it's done.
Right?
Yeah. So Why don't we let's pivot a little bit to the idea between live streaming and podcasting,
Yeah.
and what do people prefer to listen to? Do you prefer to listen to a podcast while you're driving, just download it and listen to it whatever, or is live streaming too short of a window as far as when you can see something? Like, because you're stuck between 8 and whenever we wrap up.
Yeah.
Or would you say if this was a podcast? Because when I had my podcast, it worked because people just download it. I put the link, people listen to it, and you knew who was listening to it, and it ran really well. Hey, Canadian Ape,
can we put a poll up? Can you do that sort of thing?
You just did a thing.
Here?
You did something. I don't even know what that did.
I don't. Hold on here.
Your webcam is doing something silly. How's it going, Canadian Ape?
Is that better? There we go. There we go.
So,
can you put a poll up, or can we do that sort of thing?
I don't know. You know what? We could do that on our socials. Let's do a social. We'll do one on our socials, guys, and we're gonna see what people prefer. Do they prefer a podcast where they can listen to it whenever they want, or a live stream where they have to actually tune in at a certain time? Because we do live in a time when it's you watch things when you feel like it. Netflix, Disney Plus, all that stuff.
Exactly.
Oh, you're in Ontario. Nice. Canadian Names. I'm guessing you're going to some sporting event. I don't know who plays sports in Toronto. Is that
what sport do they have, Toronto? There's the Raptors. There's a hockey team. I don't know what they're called. Right?
Isn't there the Ontario? There is a hockey team. Ottawa.
There's like
Ottawa
a Maple something.
Oh, Blue Jays.
People like them for some reason.
And there are Blue Jays there. Those
Blue Jays are pretty cool.
They're wonderful birds.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a team of some type. Maple Leafs. There we go.
Hey, the Blue Jays were pretty good. You know, they've won the World Series a couple times.
Am I the only one that's bothered by the fact that they never spelled leaves properly?
Well, it's because if you spelled it properly, I guess it would be they're leaving too, right?
No, leaves. Like maple leaves. Like it's not proper English. Like leaves isn't a word. It bugs me so much. Like supposedly, it's not a word.
Supposedly. Yeah.
Supposedly. It's not a word. Like leaves.
Well, it says use supposedly. Yeah.
You can use supposedly.
Supposedly.
No, I think that
who are the Maple Leafs? Like have they ever won the Stanley Cup? Like I think they're like what 60s they won?
They haven't won it, I think, in 59 years.
You know, like people still cheer for them though, eh?
Right. It's sort of like investing in, I don't know, GameStop now. Why would you do that?
Well, have you seen? But no, that's a bad analogy, actually.
67 was the last
67.
time that okay, so
you check GameStop. Like GameStop.
Okay, I'm kidding. I'm talking about like investing in DeLorean right now. Why would you do that?
Have you seen the cool new DeLorean?
Okay, you see what I'm saying? Like, why would you bet on the losing stock? I'm giving.
No, I'm serious. Have you seen the new DeLorean?
No,
dude. Seriously.
No, I haven't seen the new DeLorean. I'll look at the new DeLorean.
I'm gonna
find the DeLorean and put it up.
I'm gonna open.
Is it real or is it an AI generated thing? Because everybody believes it's.
Can you see that?
Hang on, Chikai there. Oh, try that again.
Is it working?
No, do that again because I accidentally unclicked it because I'm an idiot.
Okay, hold on. DeLorean Motor Company, and here we go. There's the new DeLorean.
The doors better do the thing.
They do the thing.
Is it a four-door kind of?
It's a four-door DeLorean, dude.
Shut the hell up. Or is it two doors that just open up to the back?
I don't know. I'm sure we'll see in a second. But that's pretty sick looking. I'm gonna say, right? You can't say that doesn't look pretty freaking cool.
All I'm saying, when that sucker starts up, you better see a flux capacitor on the dash.
When it hits 88 miles an hour, it's gotta go somewhere.
You're gonna see some serious shit.
Yeah, if you're not seeing some serious shit, there's a problem.
So the DeLorean, here's the thing: that whole motor company died out. So someone bought that company.
Yeah,
that has to be an electric. Yeah, it's an EV.
Yeah, but that's sick.
It is.
And there's actually a company that's restoring DeLoreans now.
Actually, there is a basically a warehouse of DeLorean parts
Really?
where the factory shut down, and there was enough to make a shit ton of DeLoreans,
Okay.
most of
Okay.
the parts. So you could essentially buy and build a new DeLorean
That's cool.
from
So
1985.
so back in, it must have been, God, when would it have been? 2000. I was seriously looking at a DeLorean.
I would have bought one. There was an orange one
Yeah.
in Brandon once.
What?
Someone
Who would
painted it
paint a
orange.
DeLorean orange?
The guy that buys a DeLorean, it's a certain type of person that's going to buy that car.
So, okay, but back then when I was looking at the DeLorean, they weren't a lot of money.
Hmm.
They weren't because the retro feel hadn't hit in yet.
They
So
were a shitty car too.
they're a shitty car.
Yeah.
You know, they're cool, but they're a shitty car.
Yeah.
But I was still going to get one because I needed a car at that point in time. I didn't. Ended up getting a Toyota Supra instead.
That makes sense too. But why didn't you buy a DeLorean?
I don't know, because if I did, you know how much it'd be worth now?
More than you paid for it.
More than the Supra, that's for sure, right?
Right. But you don't think of it because it was kind of it was heavy as hell because it was stainless steel.
It was a 4-cylinder engine. It only had like 130 horsepower, and it
didn't do much.
Didn't do very much. You know, it had 14-inch wheels. It didn't sound like it did in Back to the Future. It didn't have a flux capacitor. Like, it was kind of a shame.
It wasn't electrical. That ran off a nuclear power plant.
Damn straight.
Now,
ran off a nuclear power plant. Did you ever see the movie Ready Player One?
Yes.
Okay, so the guy who wrote Ready Player One actually put an Easter egg in the book, and if you found the Easter egg, you got his DMC, like his DeLorean, that was made to look like the Back to the Future car.
Really?
Yeah, he actually gave away his Back to the Future car to one person.
If you could have a DeLorean today, would you have it?
No. Because then,
why?
Because here's the dilemma. Do you mean the new one or the old
one?
No.
No. If someone gave you a 1987 DeLorean, would you drive it?
I would, for sure. But the problem that I would have with it, okay, do you make it a little more modern, have a little bit of fun, and make it look good and ride good and feel good, or do you keep it retro?
I would keep it retro. I would keep it retro to what the eyes can see.
Okay, because I'd want to toss an 8-cylinder in that sucker and just have it haul ass with a supercharger or something.
Well, there were some fails that happened with cars. Like, do you remember the Prowler?
Prowler. Those were like sweet-looking vehicles.
And it had it was an automatic, which was dumb, and it came in purple or yellow. That was it.
Purple and yellow.
It had a minivan engine in it.
Yeah, that's true. It was basically what was that car that they had back then? Like that ugly minivan engine.
It was a Caravan.
Because it was a Caravan engine? Because it was another ugly little car they had back
Plymouth
then.
Breeze.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't very good either. And it had the exposed axles and everything at the front, which was cool, but a problem to begin with.
It was cool, but they have a cult following, but these guys slap V8s in those suckers.
Oh, geez. That'd be crazy.
That's a cool car. I saw one driving the other day. Actually, I saw one in town.
Really? We went to the car show when there was one there, and I was like,
they only made 8,000 of them.
That would be. I wouldn't get one. They're cool.
But I wouldn't
get
great.
One. They're not great. Like what would you get for a vehicle? For just secondary fun car?
Newer? Or like, were we talking classic cars? Or let's go beyond the 80s?
Let's go beyond the 90s. Or beyond the 80s, just for safe.
Okay. Well, I was a Firebird guy, so I would take the last generation of the Firebird.
Yeah, the last reliable one. But the problem is they kind of look like a monstrosity back then. They got all these like weird little things all over it too, right? They lost the classic lines.
I had a Firebird. I had a 1980 Firebird.
Yeah.
And
I think they lost it about 91, 92. They lost the plot.
Yeah. Now I would buy, actually, if it was stupid money, like I could just spend the money, like no one's going to give me shit for it.
Yeah.
I would buy the new Camaro and put the body mod on that turns it into a Firebird.
Okay, that'd be cool. Yeah.
So it gives that Pontiac look and that whole, that's what I would do.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a pretty good option, right?
What about you?
Camaros are pretty sick, but
yeah.
You know, like, and I don't even know, because there's a lot of the old retro ones I kind of like, right? Mm-hmm. But I've always been kind of partial to, of all things, The Pontiac Solstice.
That was a cool car.
It was just cool.
And it was the last year that Pontiac existed.
Right. Was it
That
really?
Yes.
Okay.
And it wasn't an expensive car. You could buy the Solstice for like 28 grand.
Right. Right.
But
and I like the idea of having a cool little 2-seater.
Well, and they had a short lifespan. And what was cool was that there were things you could buy. And there were some companies that had really cool cars that had a niche market that only lasted a while. The Pontiac or the Chrysler Crossfire was another one.
Those were pretty cool. I will say those had some pretty good power to them too.
Mm-hmm. So if you had it, what was Dodge's fastest production car other than the Viper?
Okay, I was going to say Viper. But
at the same time, their fastest production car.
I guess some of the Chargers are pretty good.
No, when they were out, when the Viper was being built.
Okay,
we're talking mid-90s.
It would be some of the SVTs probably then. No.
To be fair, it also came with the same paint job as the Viper, the blue with the white stripes down the hood.
I don't know.
It was the Neon RT.
Oh, I had a feeling you were going to say the fucking Neon RT.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my! I was like, no, that can't be it.
The Neon was the fastest production car that Dodge made at the same time as the Viper, and was that
turbocharged Neon?
I have no idea how they did it, but it was
fast turbo or supercharged. Yeah. Oh, I was like, no, don't go there, not to that one. So
the Neon was the dumbest looking popular vehicle at the time, and it was a very big seller, and everybody had a Neon.
Yeah, like they were. I would prefer a Neon over a Sunfire, which kills me because a Sunbird was a pretty cool looking little car. It was just kind of cool. You know, it was plain. It was cool, and the Sunfire when it came out, it was like, shit, look at those lines. Those lines are really good, right?
And the last generation of Fiero had the same lines as the Sunfire.
Exactly. The Fiero was a pretty cool little car for doing some pretty ungodly things for a little car, right?
Well, so the fuel tank was right behind the driver's seat. That wasn't good.
No, that's not good. It's right. The Pinto dreams right there, right?
Well, there's a guy up on the hill that has 3 old Fieros sitting in his yard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You could do anything with those cars, though, right? Mm-hmm. Literally, you could do anything. So one of the vehicles I really liked back then was the Honda Civic Del Sol.
I remember the Del Sol. I dated a girl that had a Del Sol.
Those were really a cool little vehicle.
Had the roof that popped off like a bikini top,
and the back window that rolled down too, right?
Back window came down, and the trunk actually had a space for that rooftop,
right?
That would lift with the lid. Yeah.
Fun little vehicle, just really cool. Not practical at all.
No, but there was a time when every car company had a cool 2-door car.
Yeah.
Like
Honda had a bunch of them because they had the CRX for a while. Remember that sucker?
They also had the Prelude.
The Prelude was pretty. They were like test bed vehicle.
And the Prelude was a cool car.
Yeah, all-wheel steering, all-wheel drive, and those things. Like, it was crazy.
There were only a couple that had the all-wheel steering. That, and believe it or not, the Mazda Protege had all-wheel steering.
Yep. Back in the day, those are very cool vehicles, right? That was the MX-3.
MX-3, MX-6.
Yeah, MX-3, yeah. And the MX-6 was
built on
it was built on the Probe. That was the Probe frame.
And I love the MX-6. Like, if I could find an MX-6 that wasn't rusted out to hell, they were kind of cool.
They were cool. They, especially if you get the good one, like with an inline 6 engine, they had pretty good power. You could put a turbocharger on those suckers, and you can get up to like a couple hundred horsepower in those things. They were crazy.
Well, I remember driving one, and it had like a cream white interior, like leather, and man, it was a bitch of a car. I loved that thing.
Can you imagine that with kids?
White leather?
Oh God,
no.
Jeez.
No, you're asking for trouble if you have white anything. We had white leather chairs.
Yeah.
Until
they're brown now. Yeah.
No. We got rid of them.
So like my first car that I had was a Ford Probe. I had an 89 Ford Probe, then I upgraded to a 93. Right. And they were great vehicles. They were a lot of fun. It's the same thing as the MX-6. Same frame, same body, just a slightly different style, right? And they were a lot of fun.
No, I think we had some cool stuff back then. And what sucks is that kids these days, or this next generation, won't have that option. You're going to buy an SUV.
Okay, how many times? Okay, so like I get it. Safety is a big deal,
Okay.
right? But how many times, like how many memorable moments do you have, you know, having like a buddy's beast of a car just break down in the middle of driving and everyone has to hop out and start and push start it or push it off to the side of the road or
Yeah.
whatever in the middle of winter, right?
Yeah. We did it.
And that was just like one of those things he did. And like nowadays, kids would have they're missing that struggle,
They're
that
missing the,
frustration.
they're missing the struggle of a lot of things. They're missing the struggle of a car that's a reliable shitbox that's probably going to break down,
Right.
which should be
The
your
old
first car.
Chevettes and things like that, the ponies, right?
Yep. And they're also missing out on the bar scene that we had when we were 18.
Yep. Yeah.
So the bar scene we had when we were 18, 19, 20, getting shot down face to face
Yep.
is different than someone just not swiping on your profile. It's a
I
whole
agree.
lot different.
It's a lot harder. It takes some real guts. There's some current studies now that's talking about the health effects of alcohol, and basically, there is the safe amount of alcohol for people to consume on a weekly basis is zero. Okay,
Of course.
like when you have alcohol, like if you take alcohol out of your body, it reduces all cause mortality. Right? There's nothing good that comes out of alcohol from a health
Right. It's
perspective.
poison.
Right? It's and I just when I see TikTokers or Instagrammers talking about this sort of thing, I just want to yell at them. It's like you guys are ignorant idiots because yes, if you're going to be so chastity driven on your health and fitness because you won't have any alcohol whatsoever because it's not healthy, you're missing out the fantastic benefits you get from the social perspective of having some drinking. And I don't mean binge drinking, just
No, just
going out
having
and having a social drink, right?
right.
Like
Well,
I think you don't know a person until you've gotten drunk with them.
you're probably right. Like I also think that when you look at what are you considering to be healthy, like you won't drink alcohol, but you're going to suck back energy drinks and vape.
Right. Right. Vape is one of the big things that shake my head. Like, I don't have anything against vape whatsoever.
Mhm.
But I mean, you get people who are going out for a coffee break and smoking up on, cannabis, THC or whatever on their break.
Yeah.
Like, I can't have alcohol on my break at work.
Are people vaping weed
Absolutely, they are.
while they're working?
Absolutely. You go check out, any of the vape or any of the cannabis stores. Okay.
Right.
They're getting high all day.
Get out of here.
Absolutely. I mean, not all of them, okay?
That'd be a very
But
relaxing job then.
but I have been into those places and talked to them like, "Do you guys, like, just smoke pot all day?" And they're like, "Yeah."
I guess. I mean,
It's completely legal,
not
but, I
well. I
mean, like,
guess.
you can walk down the street smoking vape.
Can you smoke?
We can't smoke pot drink a beer walking down the street.
Can you smoke weed while you're just out?
Why not?
I never thought of that. I thought you had
Like,
to smoke. I thought you had to smoke it in your own home.
no. I mean, like, you can take it anywhere. As far as I
Okay.
know, anyways. You can smoke cigarettes anywhere outside.
Yeah, I just can't. My problem is weed to me. I'm sure people love it, and God bless you if you do. I never found it to be a thing. I never found the enjoyment of it. It's fine. Like it's fine. It's not bad. I just never saw it as a fun maker. Like
Yeah.
you have a couple drinks with your buddies, you go out. That's different. Alcohol was also always more social than I think
Yep.
smoking weed.
It's a generational thing. You know what? Like for us, I think in a lot of they don't even call it pot anymore. You know,
No,
or
or
cannabis or
reefer
THC or whatever, right? The
or
devil's
dope, as the
lettuce,
old guys would
right?
say.
So
Yeah.
dope, yeah, devil's lettuce, all this sort of thing. But like for us, it was kind of like you out for drinks or whatever. It's like, hey, dude, you want? It's like,
No,
oh yeah, just go around the
you kind
corner.
of
It's
sneak
quiet,
it out and do it.
like
Yeah,
sneak it out, right?
and
And you come back, you're like, oh, guess what I did? It was
Mhm.
like, oh my god.
A little bit
Nowadays,
of taboo went a long way.
I agree. I agree.
It's sort of to a lesser extent that'd be the same as going out for a few drinks with your
Yeah.
friends, and then somebody buys a round of tequila shots.
Yeah, you know it's going to be a bad idea.
Yeah,
Everyone knows nothing good comes with tequila at 1 a.m.
no,
And yet everyone's like, yeah, let's do it.
or any shots. Let's go
Yeah.
B52s, whatever you want to call them. every time you have a shot, suddenly you're partying a little bit more.
Exactly. The night just becomes a little better. So I had a younger girl in today, and I actually asked them, like, she says she doesn't like spicy food.
Okay,
And I said, you need to start trying spicy food.
you do.
And she's like, no. I'm like, no, trust me. You need to get acclimated to some spicy food. This is essential that you do it. And she goes, why? I'm like, because someday you're going to be 18. Someday you're going to be in the bar. Someday somebody's going to buy you Prairie Fire.
Yep.
Right. And they're going to expect you to drink it, and they're not going to tell you what it is, and you won't see it coming. And you're going to have to drink this spicy tequila that's going to burn all the way down and keep a straight face.
Wasn't a Prairie Fire Jack Daniel's tequila and hot sauce and
I
Tabasco?
thought it was just tequila and Tabasco, because there's Prairie Fire and spontaneous combustion, right?
Spontaneous combustion. I used to bartend, right?
Yeah.
And the amount of shooters people would come up with,
Yeah.
and you had to remember these things because you had to whip them up real quick.
Yeah.
But some of these shots were like, "Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make it."
I always remember the Raging Bull. It was Jack Daniels and tequila.
Ugh.
And it was like, yeah, that's how you felt afterwards.
The jackhammer was another one too. And
Jackhammer.
there
What's
was a
the
jackhammer. I can't remember, but it was a long time since I made one. But no, we
I
had.
remember a cement mixer.
We used to give cement mixers to people when they were so hammered, you just wanted them to throw up and leave.
Oh, are they just shaking their head and trying to get it down, right? Gets all gummy and chewy.
I'm asking, jackhammer shot. Oh, that can't be right. The jackhammer is now Jack Daniels with a Red Bull.
What?
Yep, that's not what it was before.
That's a baby's drink.
We never had that. Like the only thing I've heard of that had energy drink in it was a Jaeger bomb.
Yeah. The Jaeger trains, those were bad times.
Yeah. No, we had very creative ways of getting drunk.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
And we wouldn't stop. And you stopped when somebody in your party was too drunk to be there, then y'all left.
You had to leave. Yep. 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 Those were the good old days. You know, like shooters are a Canadian thing, right?
Really?
Yeah. If you go down to the States or if you go like to Europe, they don't have they'll do shots, but they don't have shooters.
Like not mixed drinks that are shot.
Exactly. So when I was in Germany, we went to the bar and we were ordering shooters, and the bartender was looking at us like, "What are you talking about?" And we were like, "Okay, just a couple vodkas."
Yeah.
That was no problem, right?
Yeah.
And even down the States, you go and if we want to ask for a cement mixer, they'd be like, "Oh, what do you
Why
want?
would you drink that?
Like, what is it?
One shot of Bailey's and one shot of lime juice, and you
Bailey's
mix it
and
up.
lime," and they'd be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Well, it turns into cottage cheese in your mouth.
Yeah, it's just curdles. And they'd be like, "Are you serious? Yeah, you pick out of your teeth for the next half an hour is a good time, right?"
Absolutely. But I do think that's something that we had because that's all we had.
Well, that is the thing, because going out to the bar was really our social thing, right? That's what people did, right?
Yeah.
That was really the big thing. That was the big. I mean, that's where you learned how to talk to people, how not to talk to people, how to get shot down.
Yep.
How to take the rejections. How to meet people, how to run into somebody that you had beef with, right? Somebody that you didn't like didn't like very much, and one of you was probably pretty drunk and probably a little bit upset about seeing that person there, and
coexist in the same space
and get together and coexist and eventually end up having a drink together at the end of the night.
Right. And I think that they're missing out on that because it's not a thing the way it used to be, because you went with now they're going to very controlled groups, and those groups are few and far between. There is not a lineup going out the door down the block for a bar.
No. In Toronto and the bigger cities, there definitely is.
Well, because people still go clubbing, where you live in a city like ours, it's not, because you have an option of 2 places to do it.
Is there? Well, where is there? So there's Roadhouse.
Houston's and Roadhouse. That's it.
I haven't been to either one in a long time.
No, but that's all there is. So what is it that you're going for?
I don't know.
Right. Yeah, right. So there's lounges. People can do that.
Can you imagine if we went to the bar?
Us?
Yeah. We'd be those old guys that we used to make fun of.
Yeah, what are those guys doing here?
Yeah.
That'd be a good social experiment.
That actually would be a fun social experiment that I don't want to experience because
No,
nothing good happens from that one. We'd be
no,
doing
and
cement mixers and tequila shots at the end of the night, and that won't go
we
well.
we spend our night rolling our eyes at what we're watching. We're like, oh my god, look at this.
Yep, pretty
That
much.
would be fun. Like it would be interesting, but we'd stick out like a sore thumb. 100%.
Absolutely. Holy God.
No, we can't. I don't think that's a good idea for us.
So this is how old we are. My son says he's too old to go to the bar,
Then we're too old to go to the bar.
right? Like that's
Oh, the 40.
or we would fit in there.
We now
Fit in
we
there.
are 40. We are
Yeah.
the 40 crowd.
That's
And
okay.
the 40 felt like an old bar when I was young.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'd feel better about being there now,
I
but
think I would still feel pretty young going to the 40
maybe.
nowadays.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing about the 40. And I have friends that have bands like, hey, we're playing the 40 this weekend. You
Yeah.
want to come? Like, no,
No, not really.
no.
Well, where else is there? There's the 40. There's Houston's. There's the Roadhouse.
Ooh,
You
the
can go to
downtown ones, the city center.
downtown ones. We went to that one. What was the Guinness? The Guinness pub.
That
right?
wasn't lovely.
It wasn't bad though.
It wasn't bad, but it definitely wasn't busy. There was us.
There,
And
there
three other
wasn't much
people.
going on there. Section
No.
6 is there.
Yeah, Section 6 is actually decent.
I went to. Did I tell you about the time that my wife and I went to the dock?
No.
Okay, so we went to the dock. We took the motorcycles down. We figured we'll have
Sure.
non-alcoholic beer. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got there, and it was karaoke night.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Okay.
And it was like, okay, we'll sit outside. So I tell this to clients, and some of them will be like, "Oh, what have you got something against the LGBTQ community that you
No,
wouldn't
I
go
don't
in
like
there?"
karaoke.
And I was like, "No, I don't like karaoke."
Yeah,
And
I
it's
remember.
like, come on now.
Do you remember Super Dave? They used to do karaoke all around town.
No,
Oh
no.
God, he had his own playlist. He was awesome. He was a little touched, but
You'd have to be to have a playlist of karaoke.
he was he loved karaoke at the Key Rock.
Georgie's.
George's.
No, Little Caesars?
No.
The Key Rock? No, not Little Caesars.
Gondola.
Gondola.
So on
Yeah.
Gondola, they had a lounge and a deck,
Yeah.
and they had karaoke there.
Yeah.
And this dude would rock it out, man. And he had a blast doing it. He did it for like 20 plus years. Lived for karaoke. I can't get myself to sing karaoke because one, I don't sing. Two, your catalog is a bunch of stuff that nobody really wants to hear.
Yeah. So I was listening to a video, like a reel, actually. It's an author
Sure.
that I kind of follow. And he's talking about, you've seen Lord of the Rings, right?
I saw part of one of them.
Okay.
Yes.
So there was a famous one in Return of the King where the crazy king, before he kills himself, he sends his son off to die, basically in battle. And he's there eating tomatoes, right? And the tomatoes like exploding, right? And he says to the hobbit, sing a song for me, right? And he starts singing.
Right.
Okay. So for us as an audience, and this is the whole point, it seems so weird, and it just really highlights how crazy the king is, right? That he would want this. But he also said, if you think about it, from the time that Tolkien was alive, like in the 40s or so, right?
Right.
That's what families did for entertainment.
They would sing.
They would sing. They'd all get together. Every household would have a piano. Somebody would play the piano. Everyone would sing, and everyone would sing, whether it was good or bad or whatever. And then nowadays, it has shifted into nobody sings because only people who are talented can be doing that sort of thing. Or you go to karaoke and listen to the madness, right?
Well, there's that, but I mean, I think that it was a simpler time when the only thing you could do is entertain each other,
right?
which
I think
is
there's
fair.
something special about that sort of thing, like back in the old days, right? But why is that so crazy now? Like how many times have you been over to the North 40 or wherever, the 40 or Houston's or wherever, and there's a band playing, okay, and they're playing top 40 music, having a good time, okay, and inevitably you talk to somebody who says the band here sucks,
Well, you're going to get that.
and you're going, well, why? Well, they're not playing any good music. It's like, well, they're playing top 40. So this is all the popular music that you would listen to normally. And they're having a good time and they're playing music and they're on the stage. You're not. What don't you like?
Mr. 204, I'm in. Let's go. My TikTok deck got lost for a second.
Yeah.
He's in for a bar night. Oh,
Oh,
Jeez.
here we go. We're heading out tonight.
No.
That'll be interesting.
No, my problem is hmm, me and social functions are not friends. Like I do not like to mingle. I'm not a guy that likes to go out and just hang out amongst the crowd.
Yeah.
It takes me everything to go to a flipping Christmas party, bro, and I don't even go to my own.
You're self-employed.
No, they have them at the office and stuff, but I've never actually gone to a Christmas party. They're fine, but I get it. People enjoy them because they're drinking on the boss's dime. But
You
yeah,
know, I actually have problems with that because I don't think there's a problem with 1 or 2 drinks. Okay, they're covered or whatever.
yeah.
But I think when you say open bar, people get stupid.
Oh, I this is why, because I remember
Yeah,
going to staff parties and I'm gonna say the girls were drinks. They just order cocktails like crazy, never
yeah,
finish them, and just keep on going and keep on going. I'm like, you know what?
yeah,
That's costing somebody some money. Like you're milking it.
exactly. And you cut them
And
off and they get upset. How dare you cut me off?
yeah, I thought it was an open bar. Well, yeah, you drank $500 worth of. You've ordered $500 worth of drinks, and you've drank $80 worth.
Exactly. You know, like there is a certain amount. If you want a good thing, you have to still respect it accordingly, right?
I would think so.
It's a crazy thought, right? But be respectful when somebody's offering you something on their dime, right?
Oh yeah, that doesn't happen,
No,
especially in the hair business, man. It was these girls would go nuts and just get loaded.
it's
Like my
not good. It's not a good look.
no,
You
and
know,
myself, the idea of being smashed in public, I don't think it's a good look ever.
it isn't. It isn't, right? Like to be ridiculously, slobberingly, staggering drunk is terrible. Um, I remember when I was like 19 years old, okay? And remember Yaks?
Oh yeah, I used to work there.
Yeah,
I used to bounce
yeah,
there.
right. And I
Yeah,
remember going there once, and at the end of the night, I was like, I'm done. I'm leaving or whatever. So I walk out, get ready, get a taxi, head home, right? And there was this American guy who was just slobberingly drunk, and he got
right.
kicked out of the bar.
Yep.
Okay, and so he's sitting there just at the exit, just corked, right? And he had enough energy and money left to go pick up. He had probably had 2 beers, right?
Yep.
American, right? And he
Right.
had enough cash to go over and get a 12-pack of beer.
Yep.
Okay. He's sitting there with his 12-pack of beer, had cracked it open, and he had 1 beer, right? He's laying there, he's talking. I'm like, dude, you okay? He's like, oh, just mumbling and everything, like falling in and out of consciousness. Well, the
And
bar let out, and everyone came out, and they're like, oh, free beer.
well, here's the thought process behind that guy. When I worked at the bar, we get a ton of people coming up from North Dakota because the drinking age there is 21 and they can
Right,
drink here at 18.
right, right.
And they would get annihilated because one, our beer is tremendously stronger than theirs,
Yes.
or at least it was back in the day.
I mean,
And
their beer is basically our light beer.
right, and their dollar was worth a little bit more, so they
Yeah,
would come up here and get absolutely annihilated. And it was entertaining, but yeah, you saw people pouring themselves out of that place.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, like it's sort of like if I am I judgmental? Sometimes we all are.
yeah.
I'll tell you this: our kids have never witnessed me drunk ever.
Right, right.
They know that I'll have a drink on a Friday or Saturday, but they've never seen me drunk, nor
Yeah.
will I ever get annihilated in front of my kids.
Well, that's the thing, like, and even that, it's like being a little drunk and be like, okay, I'm done is one thing, but being stupid is a whole other one, right?
Right. And that becomes what they associate alcohol with is, oh, dad's having a good time and he's
Yeah,
loaded. Like I would
yeah,
not do it. And I haven't done it. And our kids are 10 and 11. So, I mean, I think I'm doing pretty good so far.
yeah,
But when I see that, and when I see, again, people my age cranked
yeah,
and their kids are like in the house, like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah,
guys, get a sitter,
yeah.
go out, have your fun, come back, go to bed, and the kids are already asleep. Do
Oh,
something like that.
but even that, like when my wife and I went to California last year, you're like she got to cut loose a little bit and have a little bit of fun,
Sure.
right? So my wife drank more than I've seen her drink in a long time. Okay.
Okay.
I think she had 4 drinks.
Right. Yeah.
So
Which
and
is enough.
she was just like, oh, the next day she was like, this isn't good. This isn't fun.
If the
right?
tolerance is low, it's gonna hit you hard.
And that's the thing, but I mean, she had a great time. She had a lot of fun, but she wasn't stupid drunk,
No, and
you
nor is
know.
she in front of her children.
And nor was she in front of her children. And we were out walking around California, like down in LA. We
Yeah.
were walking around, checking these places out. There was so like I told you we went to an event where it was we had to dress like 1950s California.
Yeah, you told me that story.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we dressed up as Grease.
Okay.
So I dressed up as Tommy, the leather jacket
Yeah.
and everything, right? And she went as one of the pink ladies,
Yeah.
right? And she's like, "You think anyone else is gonna do it?" Well, like 30 other women were all pink ladies.
Perfect.
And she was like, "Well, this sucks. I'm gonna go change." And I was like, "Nah, just whatever." So all the ladies saw her and they started screaming and they're like, come over
Of
here." And
course, now you're
they're
a club.
part of a club and totally accepted, right? They just loved her, right? And so we just stayed with them all night. My wife has so much fun because just another lady, right?
Every once in a while to let loose, there's nothing wrong with that.
But I mean, like at that, even that, we were out for like 5 hours and she had 4 drinks and she was like, "Oh, she wasn't drunk, but she was definitely hungover."
Really?
Yeah, she was hungover.
Here's an interesting tidbit. I don't think I've ever experienced a headache,
No, me,
but
I have.
I'm gonna assume it feels like a hangover.
I've had a headache, but never one from a hangover. Okay.
But I'm just saying that I've never had I have a headache. I've never experienced that. So I've had a hangover, which is what I'm
Right.
guessing that feels like. But I've never had it's a Wednesday and suddenly I have a headache. Like that's
Okay.
not happened.
Well, you're lucky. I've had like two, and they're awful.
Yeah. But I'm pretty
Because
sure my
it's
body isn't lacking in Tylenol or Advil.
well, you don't want to get autism either, right? So
Well, the Tylenol, we've had that discussion too. And I
yeah,
said, what's interesting is that when we were kids, where was the Tylenol?
I can't honestly think of it.
Probably in the medicine cabinet.
It wouldn't medicine cap. Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Yes.
right. And if you really needed it, you'd take a Tylenol or an aspirin or something.
And I don't
Where
remember really using a lot of it.
no, you had to be like sick to
Yeah.
take it.
It was
Where
like one of those last minute things or last ditch efforts, right?
right. So, but I would be willing to bet. I'll put $1 on this that more. If you look in 100 purses, 90 of them are going to have Tylenol or Advil.
I would agree with that. Absolutely. You'd completely would have it there. Okay.
Right. Why?
Because it's quick and easy and convenient and cheap
Right.
and
But
socially acceptable.
what I'm saying is that there was a time you just kind of put up with it for a bit. You're like, yeah, I got a bit
Yeah.
of a headache, and you just suffered through it a bit.
Yeah.
But I think we've gotten to the point where we want to be instantly better and not
Yeah.
just figure out what the problem could be and fix it.
Correct. We don't want to slow
So
down. We don't want to slow down at all. We want to keep going on the current pace that we're currently going on without slowing down.
is it because we can't afford to be down for 20 minutes?
I think the simple fact is that a lot of us can't stand the fact of slowing down and having to think in our thoughts for more than 20 minutes.
Or being slightly uncomfortable for more than 5?
Right. So like your kids have had fevers at some point in time,
For sure.
I would imagine, right?
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
what was the first thing you reached for?
I reach for water.
Right.
And yes, I know that Tylenol or Advil or something is supposed to be the
We
thing.
reach for a cold cloth.
Yep.
Right. Put a cold cloth in the head. If they're not cooling down and we can't keep it under control, okay, then we're like, okay, look, we're gonna have a bath. We're gonna get you wet.
Yep.
We're gonna put you some cool water. We're gonna cool you off a little bit. And then if that still isn't cracking it, it's like, okay, we're gonna give you some Tylenol, right?
Right. But because we live in a time where everything is instant, like
Yep.
is there I guess my question is, I don't disagree that there is a link between the amount of over-the-counter medication we've taken over the last 20 years
Yeah.
to things changing. When you go from the numbers being
Yes.
1 in 10,000 to 1 in 30, there has to be something there.
So it is well documented that there can be developmental concerns in pregnant women when they use Tylenol.
Yes.
Okay. That's well documented. it is typically when people are abusing it. Okay, large doses.
Or
Okay,
constant doses.
constant doses. The dose is the poison, right? And it is also one of those things that is showcases how easily the media gets manipulated when somebody comes in and uses a piece of relevant information to gather the attention, especially from people who feel they have not been heard for a long period of time,
Right.
and then spin it off into left field.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
And that's a lot of what happens. I'm not saying in this case, but in a lot of cases, that is what's happening. Now, is that to say that Tylenol is safe? Well, again, and the dose is the poison.
Right. Yeah. So as long as you're taking it when you absolutely need it.
When you need it. And like, I'm not a person to use a lot of Tylenol or Advil because I'm personally a non-responder. I don't react to it.
It's
It
like me and
doesn't.
caffeine.
Okay, it sucks, doesn't it? Eh? So
Yeah.
when I
Okay.
when I had my herniated discs, like I could pop Advil or Tylenol like candy, and it wouldn't put a dent in my pain.
Right. So if Tylenol and Advil were all prescribed,
Yeah.
would there be much less being used?
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So maybe that's the problem. When you're given the key to the gumball machine, you eat all the gumballs.
Yeah. So a lot of it is because it is so normalized. Okay. So many things are so ultra normalized and they're effective. Okay. So if you have
Sure.
something that's normalized, it's very cheap and very effective, why the hell wouldn't you use it? And we're also in a case situation right now. It is very much, you defend these things at all costs. Okay. And rightly so, because there is merit in these medications.
Sure.
But it doesn't mean that, and I've had this with people that I have with clients who are essentially using enough Advil or Tylenol that you could measure it in grams on a daily basis.
Wow.
You're going to have some problems. I don't care what anybody says.
Well, anything in excess is going to be bad for you. Like
Exactly.
tell me one thing that in excess is good for you.
Nothing. Again, like I said, the dose is the poison, right?
Right.
It's what it is. Too much water will kill you. Too much oxygen will kill you.
Right.
These things are detrimental when used inappropriately, and that's kind of how it is. Same thing with alcohol. Okay,
100%.
like I like Friday having a little bit of
Absolutely.
alcohol, right? And
Absolutely.
people will say, "Well, that's not healthy." I'm like, "Well, I don't really care."
I understand that it's not healthy, but I'll tell you what, 99% of the rest of my life is quite healthy.
Exactly. I am very content with the fact that I've done this. So, and the thing is, research changes on a continual basis. So, here's one that I was really looking at just the other day. I was making some content on it. I was talking about the Canada Food Guide. Okay,
The
do you
pyramid?
the pyramid scheme,
Yeah.
right? Let me pull it up here because I want the specific numbers here because it was frustrating. Do you remember how many, before 2002, I believe, how many servings of grains we were expected to have on a daily basis?
I'm probably wrong, but I think the biggest was the bottom, and that was your grains, then it was the
Yep,
vegetables, and then it was your dairy, and then it was your meat.
very correct. So they had literally said 5 to 12 servings of grains on a daily basis, which would equate, one serving was about half of a bagel. Okay.
Right.
So that means 6 bagels a day. Okay.
But wasn't the Canada Food Guide also designed with like the agriculture department?
It was designed with multiple departments in place, and that was what led to the change into the current food guide. Okay, where they're saying now instead of looking at portions, they're looking at percentage of your plate. So now the current format is half of the plate should be vegetables, a quarter of which should be meats and proteins and such, and the
Right.
other quarter should be grains or some sort. Okay,
Yeah.
carbohydrate based. Okay, but it is all changed because of ongoing current research away from grains, essentially, right? So
Right.
there was a discussion. I remember reading an article, and they were saying that is that not a conflict of interest when you have specific industries making recommendations on what is considered healthy,
Of course it
right?
is.
And the the answer was something along the lines of, no, it really isn't. It would, and in fact, they said it should be a conflict of interest if we don't have things like the alcohol and like junk food industry represented, because they should technically have a representation, should they not? And they said something like, uh, 3 out of 12 people on a board is not a conspiracy. Okay. And
Right.
the response from the reporter, who was very smart on this, said something like 3 out of 12 is not a conspiracy. You are correct, but 25% is.
Wow.
Right? Because 3 out of 12 is 25%.
You're right.
Right? 3 out of 12 doesn't sound like a lot, but 25% does sound like a lot.
Do you remember the movie Thank You for Smoking?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Right. And it was about this guy who worked for Big Tobacco.
Yeah. Okay.
And I forget what the line was, but he said, I don't have to prove that I'm right.
Yeah.
I just have to make sure that you're not 100%. Like I have to, it was like, I don't have to prove myself right.
Yeah.
But as long as I can make sure that you're a little
The
wrong,
benefit of the doubt. Yeah.
like, what was it? If you argue correctly, you're never wrong.
That's true. Sadly, it is very true.
But arguing correctly means having somewhat of an education is what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're highly educated in tobacco
Yeah.
and you're selling tobacco, well, you're going to know everything you need to know about that to be able to argue your point because you're selling the idea. And all you need is someone who's anti. Okay, well then you tell me how I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Explain yourself.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah. I mean,
actually,
it's very hard to prove a negative.
It's very hard to prove negative. But like there was the guy. Remember the guy that I forget what his original thing was at that university campus that said whatever changed my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it Crowder? That was his name, right?
I think so. And he's back.
Yeah.
He's back doing it again.
Especially since the whole Charlie Kirk thing, right?
Of course, but change my mind. Like you change my mind.
Yeah.
Tell me that things are the way you say they are. I believe it's this.
Yeah.
Tell me how it isn't.
And you know what? I really appreciate that sort of thing because I don't mind talking to a person. I'm open to learning whatever the viewpoint is, period.
Sure.
I'm open to a debate. Prove me wrong.
Absolutely.
I'm open to that. If I'm here for an argument, I don't need to win, but I will make sure you lose.
Very good. You're not going to walk away with a W. Yes.
Right? Like I will make sure you lose on this one because that's we're not trying to educate anybody. We're just trying to piss off each other. And I can piss off anybody.
Of course. But I mean, if you the reality is if you have your point and you need to tell me that I'm wrong and convince me.
Yep.
Did I freeze?
I agree. You did. I got your gist. Yeah.
Yeah. So just tell me how I'm wrong and bring something to the table.
That's it. And like I've had a lot of discussions with people about various things, and the response that I would get from them when I give a rebuttal is essentially gaslighting.
Oh, of course it is.
It's like, oh, I feel so sorry for you. You don't understand. It's like, no, I understand it, but I don't see your point and how it has any validity. Oh, it's because you're just not educated in it. Well, okay, then educate me. No, I'm not even going to bother trying it because you just don't get it. I'm like, okay, so you don't understand enough to actually explain your point.
Right. And if you can't even define your argument, then this conversation is over.
It is, unfortunately, like that. I mean, that's it. If you can't define what you're saying without repeating what you're saying, then there's a problem. Right?
Exactly. And we live in a time where people just want to hear themselves. It's an echo chamber. They want to say the same thing over and over again, hoping that it's going to somehow change reality.
Yeah.
And it's not going to.
Like I've said, like we're at a time where everyone is the expert except the experts.
Well, who wrote 1984?
1984. Oh, jeez.
Come on, you're a sci-fi guy.
Oh, I've never read 1984.
But
I'm thinking of the wrong person.
Orson Welles?
Orson Welles. No. It was not George Orwell.
George Orwell. And he had a line, it talked about truth. And people. Oh God, I wish I could figure that out. Look it up. You got ChatGPT. The
What do you
quote
want?
about the truth from him
Okay, hold
from
on.
the book 1984, and nobody wants, like, as soon as the people that are actually speaking the truth are being doubted on or whatever the hell it was
Here
genius
we
back
go.
in 1984.
Being in a minority, even a minority of one, did not make you mad. There was truth and there was untruth. And if you clung to the truth, even against the whole world, you were not mad. Is that the one they wanted?
It was something along those lines. That, and then the people that don't want to hear the truth are going to be the ones that are going to silence the people that do.
Okay, here we go.
Something along. I'm butchering the quote. It's going to be hard to find.
Yeah, it is. Here's who controls the past, controls the future. Who controls the present, controls the past. That's an interesting one, though. So it's going to be tricky to find.
Isn't it interesting how 1984 was almost prophetic?
Yeah.
As was Idiocracy.
Yeah. 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 So was Brave New World, if you've ever seen that one, right? Aldous Huxley.
Yeah, like we have these things that we didn't think could happen in a million years, and suddenly it's happening, and we're watching it, and we're like, no, it's fine. We're good.
So the most stunningly awkward one from our childhood or youth, I guess,
Sure.
is Star Wars: The Phantom Menace.
Okay.
Right? Because if you think about it all started with a trade war.
Mm,
and
you are right.
In the fall of a democracy where the Senate essentially votes in a totalitarian dictator who takes over the entire country and turns it into an empire.
That could never happen.
And we're like, come on, this is stupid.
That's crazy. Why would that here?
No. Like, come on. Is just like the whole Darth Vader something. It's like this guy was a war hero and he turned evil. That's not realistic. And then I got into the workforce, and then it was like,
now we can see how that could happen.
I got it. Yes, that's true.
No, I think that when you have when they write these things that seem so outlandish, they're based on some sort of a fact.
There's a lot of truth. Fahrenheit 451, right? Like we're talking about free speech and censorship and everything. And it's like, wow, like Jesus, it's just so there, right?
What I find interesting is that the people that when you see people saying, well, I should be able to say whatever I want.
Yeah.
They're the first people to say you can't say that.
That's the thing. Yeah. So this is one thing I've really learned is, okay, so like freedom of speech, as far as the Constitution is concerned, doesn't apply to Canadians.
No, but
but I mean, you even get a lot of Americans who are like, hold on here, freedom of speech means I can say whatever I want without any consequences. It's like, no, freedom of speech is you cannot have consequences brought upon you by a totalitarian government based on what you say. You can't be silenced by the government. If your boss doesn't like what you say, you can still lose your job.
Right. If you say the wrong thing at a bar, you can get punched in the mouth like that.
Right.
There are consequences for your actions.
Yeah, it's freedom of speech, not freedom of consequences here. And unfortunately, like people haven't realized that. And like it's the same thing with as I started reading about all these things, like the right to bear arms. Right.
Sure.
It's like, well, okay, but the right to bear arms doesn't mean you get to have a gun and shoot people. It's you have the right to have a weapon to defend yourself against a tyrannical government. Yeah. That makes sense.
Right. So again, as a guy who hunts, and I have multitude of rifles in the locker,
beside the bazooka.
Yeah, yeah. You don't need that. Like that's not really necessary, but I should be able to have that.
Exactly.
Like, really, do you need that? I guess if you want one,
it'd be fun. I get it, but I mean,
sure, but it's there's a line, right? Yeah. But when you're all in, like I should be able to have whatever I want. Okay, sure. Like I don't care because I'm a guy that I would be a hypocrite to say you shouldn't be able to have whatever you want to shoot.
I get it. Yeah,
but what's the purpose? Why do you have it?
Yes. And I mean, I get it. There's different sports. There are sports involved of having different weapons that perhaps the general public doesn't need.
Well, but there's also self-defense. I'll put that in there if you're in the States. Yeah. There's self-defense, and that's fine. Do you need something that's going to fire off 60 rounds in a second? Maybe not.
Maybe not. Have an Uzi or something like that, right?
I mean, how cool would that be to have one? But what are you going to do with it?
Like, what was that movie? stop. My mom will shoot, and she buys Stallone an Uzi as a present.
Isn't it funny how the Uzi was so popular in every 80s action movie?
It was like the best weapon of the era.
Apparently, and
Yeah.
I've never physically seen one in my life.
You can cut down trees with this thing,
You can cut a deer in half with one of those suckers.
Yeah.
But
like I've never like you would think from all those shows back in the day that like fully automatic handheld weapons would be a major issue in the world today.
Okay, before we wrap it up tonight, what was the coolest gun in any movie you've ever watched?
The coolest gun.
The coolest gun.
Oh God, there was a movie by Ruger Hauer.
Okay.
What was that movie?
Did you ever watch Equilibrium?
That was cool.
Cool movie.
That was a very cool movie. It was like Matrix done. Okay, split second. Okay.
I never saw it.
Nope. It was a movie by Ruger Hauer in 1992. It was basically a Predator knockoff. Okay.
Okay.
And the gun that they had was like a fully automatic shotgun.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like it's a great scene where they pull these things here. God, I should bring that up.
Oh, we can't because we'll get flagged.
Hold on here. Sorry, what was that?
We can't because we get flagged.
Are we gonna get flagged?
We got flagged on TikTok. This is where a podcast works better because we put
that is fair. I am going to send you this clip of the movie because it is a buddy cop movie where they're hunting an alien serial killer.
Nice. I would say a gun, one that you would recognize, RoboCop's gun.
RoboCop's gun.
Fully automatic handgun.
Yeah. That Auto 9.
Right. And the funny thing about that was he never reloaded.
He didn't have to. He's RoboCop.
Would have at most 12 rounds in it.
If you pull it once, you'd be done.
Right. But that thing was the most impressive gun I'd ever seen in a movie.
No.
I think till today.
Predator. The minigun.
Yeah, the minigun, but the minigun was a real thing. I'm talking like
but nobody walked around with those things.
No, you're not hauling that around, and that's
like 1,000 rounds of ammunition and a power source. And
well, and the funny thing is, there's nowhere to hold it to carry it.
But it's still pretty cool. When you saw that come up on the screen, you're like, oh, these guys are serious.
And belt feeds aren't that popular.
Belt fed. The 90s were like, if you ever read any 90s comic books, all the military action ones were all belt fed everything, right?
Rambo had a belt fed gun and he just went to
handguns, belt fed, and never run out of ammunition. I mean, like, that's a great way to get over it, I guess, right?
Absolutely.
Having to reload. So
absolutely. But hey, you know what? Let's wrap
Call it
her
quits
up.
at 10 o'clock. Yeah.
Call it quits at 10 o'clock. And I think we're gonna do maybe a little bit of a revamp on this sucker and see what we're gonna do with it. Like, I do think that because there is growth and it is growing, but I think we might be shifted to podcast, which I think would make us a lot more what's the word? Not attainable.
We're good. Listenable.
It's just a lot easier to do it. But we're gonna toy with that for a little bit and see what we're gonna do. We might do both for a bit and then sort of scurry off to one or stick with this one. But I do think that it'll be a lot easier for guests too when we format into a podcast setting. So
I think so. Yeah.
We'll see
what
we're gonna do.
Watch in and they can leave some comments and just come and go whenever they feel like it. I think that'd be really cool.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, have a fantastic weekend. We're going to head out and enjoy the weather. We're still feeling like summer, although it's October.
We'll keep running as long as we can.